North Carolina, a catalyst for change. North Carolina has been one of the most important states in the United States since America was founded in the late 1700s. It has embodied the ideals of our founding fathers, has demonstrated liberty and justice for all, and has shown how far our nation has come and where it needs to go. North Carolina has embodied the ideals of our founding fathers since 1776. The Halifax Resolves, passed on April 12th, helped to pave the way for the Declaration of Independence and the United States Constitution. The North Carolina Convention of 1835 established elective representative districts, the election of a governor by the citizens, and developed a process for amending the state constitution. This convention also embodied the ideals of our founding fathers by allowing the citizens of North Carolina to have a voice in the state government. North Carolina shows liberty and justice for all by allowing equal treatment under the law, no matter a person's age, wealth, race, or gender. When a jury is deciding the outcome of a case, they must not favor one person above another because everyone is entitled to the same rights and protections in North Carolina.
North Carolina also makes sure that no one is above the law. An example of this is Mike Easley. Easley, who was a North Carolina state governor from 2001 to 2009, was accused of using taxpayer dollars to fund overseas trips for himself and his wife. There is currently an investigation being held to determine whether the case will go to trial. This is how North Carolina demonstrates liberty and justice for all.
North Carolina has shown how far our nation has come by the advances that have been achieved in this state. When America was first formed, North Carolina, like most other southern states, had many plantations. However, since the early 1900s, North Carolina has been manufacturing clothes, tools, and other useful items in factories. North Carolina was also where Orville and Wilbur Wright flew the first airplane. This technological achievement, which was first accomplished in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina in 1903, now helps people all over the United States and the world commute from one place to another. Another important event in North Carolina history occurred on February 1st, 1960. 4 African American students walked into a Woolworth store in Greensboro, North Carolina, and sat down at a segregated lunch counter. The students were protesting the unfair treatment of African Americans all over the nation. The event, which would later become known as the Greensboro Lunch Counter Sit-ins, led to more peaceful protests and eventually to the Civil Rights Act of 1964. North Carolina is a catalyst for where our nation needs to go by the unity it creates among people. In 1985, North Carolina included a provision in its constitution to ban discrimination of people with disabilities. Also, North Carolina recently passed a measure that bans smoking in public places. Both of these examples show how North Carolina is creating as close to an ideal state as possible, and the rest of the nation should do the same. North Carolina, by the laws it passes and the unity it creates, helps to fulfill our nation's goal of creating a more perfect union.